Hey travelers, welcome back to the channel. In this episode of Traveler's Corner, I sit down with Tom and Dom from Tom and Dom Travels. Let's get to know them. Tom and Dom, thank you so much for joining me here on Traveler's Corner.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Not a problem. Please let everyone know about yourselves and your channel.
Okay, so we introduce ourselves in the way we always introduce ourselves, I suppose. That's probably the best way to start. So, hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Dom.
And we are Tom and Dom Travel.
Gives me nightmares.
Hear it in our sleep. But so our channel, we started off on Instagram, really, just posting about our adventures, traveling, cruising, really, probably about 18 months ago. And now it's morphed into on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube.
Yeah, so we started on Instagram, as Tom said, about 18 months ago, just random photos on our little journeys, our little travels. And then we sort of migrated onto Twitter as well. And then it sort of snowballed onto Facebook. And then we started our YouTube channel about, less than 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And we sort of went on Sky Princess, in April this year. So we thought, we'll give it a little trial. We'll sort of document our time on board, come back home and sort of start putting everything together. And it's pretty much snowballed from there, really. Fortunately, I had a little YouTube channel before we started Tom and Dom that I didn't really use. So we sort of, migrated those followers and the channel over. It's gone really well.
It's been, great. We've had a fantastic response. So thank you to everyone who's left a comment or liked our video.
Yes,
thank you very much.
Yeah, amazing. I love your videos. I was on Sky just after you guys in June for the Norwegian fjords. Beautiful ship, beautiful area of the world over there. So
you were very lucky with the weather, because we've just come off Enchanted for Norway and Iceland, and the weather was
we definitely needed our coats.
You were very lucky.
That we were very, very lucky. Under prepared, because we packed for the cold. So but
I know.
It is what it is. So all right, let's dive into these hard-hitting questions.
Go for it.
First one up. Why do you travel?
I suppose it's like most people, that we just want to explore somewhere new. I think Dom would say that it's my fault, really, because I
can't sit still.
I can't sit still. I don't like doing nothing. So whenever we've got time off, I'm like, right, where should we go? What should we do? And he's like, should we have a rest? I'm like, no, let's go. So it's mostly my fault. Although you've really got into you're the one who found the last couple of cruises, aren't you? And the last one, Enchanted, I was actually at work, and Tom was like, oh, I've seen a good deal. And he's like, next thing, I booked it. I was like, I haven't even asked for the time off yet. So it's the excitement of exploring, seeing new places, I think, that we really love. Just that culture, isn't it? Yeah. What culture can we see? What can we experience? And obviously recently cruising for us has been a fantastic way to do that, because you can see so many places in a short time, whereas I suppose a land-based holiday, which we'd done lots before, you really struggle to get around all those places.
So we've traveled a lot. We did travel a lot by air. We'd go to single destinations. We'd stay for a week or two, and then during the pandemic, we couldn't go anywhere. So I was living in Southampton at the time, and MSC Virtuoso were doing their UK staycations. So we hadn't done anything for nearly 2 years. And it was Tom that was like, oh, come on, let's try cruising. Let's try this cruise ship. Yeah. And I was a bit hesitant, because I was like, well, what am I going to do when we're at sea? I'm going to be bored. There's going to be nothing for me to do. And we went on it and just absolutely loved it.
Yeah. Proved wrong.
Proved me wrong. Traveling for us is just about, exploring, seeing new places and just meeting new people.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to travel, is to meet the people and see the cultures out there, because there's so much to see out there.
No, so true.
Totally agree.
So, with all that travel behind you, what's your favorite way to travel and why?
So, since we've started cruising, it has to be cruising for those reasons that we just said, really, that you can just get round so many places, see things that you would never be able to see on a land-based holiday in the time that you've got. So cruising is definitely the way that we absolutely love now to travel.
Yeah, it's just so convenient, and the fact that these cruise ships now have just got so much entertainment, bars, restaurants. You don't want for anything. Everything is provided for you. There's no stress. There's no everything is there for you. I was trying to get the word out there. So just having that ability to just wake up and pull the curtains back, and you're in a different port in a different country, it's just an incredible experience, really. And we're really gutted that we didn't really start sooner, because I was really apprehensive.
Yeah,
with cruising, really apprehensive.
So,
but now I love it.
Cruising is the winner now for us.
I was just trying to convince everybody else that they are just amazing holidays, and they are.
It's so true. Cruising is one of the best ways to travel, because, like you said, you see so many things in such a small period of time. You can hit so much culture and everything. That's my personal thing that I love cruises. Yeah. I can't be at a resort for a whole entire week and see the exact same pool chair, the exact same palm tree or something like that. I need diversity.
Exactly. It's that excitement in the morning when you get up on a cruise and you look out and think, where am I today? What can I see? Fantastic. Love that.
Exactly. So again, with all that travel behind you, what's been your favorite country to visit and why?
Well, we've probably both got different answers, haven't we? So for me, I loved Egypt. I absolutely loved visiting Egypt because I love all the Egyptian history and things like that. So yeah, there were some actually not so nice places in Egypt, but the culture and the history, it was amazing for me. I could spend months there just walking around the museums and the tombs and the pyramids and all that. I'm absolutely fascinated. So Egypt has definitely got a special place for me.
For me, it's going to be a recent destination, and it's got to be Norway. I just found the people were absolutely lovely. And I don't know, it was just something about their culture. They are so laid back and friendly. I love the fact that, there were so many sort of electric vehicles, and they were very sort of environmentally conscious. I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. So I've got to say, I really, really enjoyed Norway, and I'd love to go back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you there. Norway was amazing. Not because of the atmosphere, all the mountains and all the beautiful stuff, but yeah, the people are so friendly and everything like that. Yeah. And Egypt is on my bucket list because, like you, I love Egyptian culture. I could dive myself into the Egyptian culture for years, not be bored.
It's so good, and when you go into those museums and see the mummies and things like that, you think, oh, amazing, absolutely love it. And I was there, yeah.
My heart's fluttering to go and see this now.
Do it.
So, with all the places you have visited, do you have one specific spot that has caught your heart?
What would you say?
Well, I'm still in love with... this is quite hard. I'm still in love with Flom, because the people were absolutely made a beautiful part of the world in Norway. Mm-hmm. And the cruise port staff, when we were sailing away, they all came out onto the port, And basically, we're just singing and dancing as we were sort of sailing away. And it's something I'm never going to forget.
No, they're all waving. They're so happy to see us when they were waving. And we could just, I can picture that in my mind as well.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely incredible. And as we were sailing away down the fjord, there was a rainbow.
Yeah,
and it was just incredible. And you wouldn't expect to see it, but we did. We were so lucky.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely Flom. I'd love to go back.
Yeah, and for me, probably I'd like to go back to Reykjavik in Iceland. We were only there one day, and it just was not enough.
No.
So obviously there's just so much to see there, so much geographical things going on. I'd love to spend probably a week there, and I probably still wouldn't get around it. It was just fantastic. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I had a little layover in Iceland, so I didn't really get to see the culture or anything like that. But that's one of my bucket lists, to get over there and see the amazingness of that country. Oh,
no, it is beautiful.
It is, isn't it? Definitely, we need to go back there.
Yeah, no.
But say that everywhere we go. Tell me, we need to go back there.
We need to go back there.
Yeah, and that's again, that's the thing of travel. Once you fall in love with the place, just go back and experience more of it, because you can't experience everything all at once.
No, and as much as cruising, I think that's the only downside, is you'd like to spend a little bit longer at some destinations, just so you can experience as much as possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go back. There's plenty of time.
Exactly. 6 hours is not enough time in one place.
No, definitely not.
So, again, with all that travel behind you, has there been one thing that you have done that you have loved?
I know what you're
going to say. So when I'm sticking with the Norway theme. When we were in Flom, we researched what sort of activities you could do, and obviously they've got the railway, and everybody sort of gets off the ship and sort of runs to the station to do the scenic railway. And yeah, it is beautiful. But we decided to do the electric cars, the little Twizy cars. So you can hire a car for 2 hours. It's got an inbuilt satellite navigation system that gives you directions, and also gives you little talks along your route about what you're seeing and sort of the history behind it. And it was just, we just laughed for the whole 2 hours.
Oh, it was fantastic. This sat nav, whoever this lady is doing the sat nav. We went off course once, and she told us off, didn't she? She's like, get back on the route.
It was just one of the best experiences. So these little, they're only a 2-seater. So I drove, Tom was in the back, and we're just nipping up these fjords in these little cars, and it was incredible, because they're only tiny little windy roads. You've got camper vans, you've got cars, you've got so much traffic, especially because we went in July in terms of the summer months, and it was so busy. But this little Twizy was just in and out, and it was absolute. And the views en route were absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, she this sat nav lady get you to stop at these places, and they were perfect when they're spectacular. You couldn't wish for anything more, and because you were self-guided, you could spend as much time or as little time there as you wanted, and it was just great. And it felt environmentally friendly as well. You didn't feel like you're having an impact on the environment by doing this tour, because it was all electric, so we had a good conscience as well by doing it. So it was great.
Yeah, brilliant 2 hours, and the viewpoint at the top was just phenomenal,
spectacular.
That's my favourite.
Yeah. But Joe, I'm going to say the same as you. Because it was, we got to the top in this car, and it was like, wow, beautiful. But the whole experience, we laughed and laughed.
So funny.
I don't know how many hours we were in it, but it was just hilarious. And we got out, one took a picture of the other going in, and it was great. Fantastic.
Amazing. So, when you travel, do you eat local?
We give things a go. We try and find out what the national dish or the local dish is and try it. We're not overly adventurous so far, but we do give it a go. And I would always say to everyone, give it a go. So we we do, don't we? We had local food in Norway and in Iceland. We stopped at Lisbon earlier this year, didn't we? We had the pasta donata. We've had tapas in Spain. So yeah, perhaps quite local. But
yeah, we do.
I suppose we're quite choosy where we go.
Yes, we wouldn't. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and there is a story. We tried to eat local. Were we in Cadiz? Somewhere in Spain anyway, and they had a festival going on, and every local tapas place we went to said, no, sorry, we're full. No, sorry, we're full. And
so it was Easter Sunday.
It was Easter, yeah. And as much as we wanted to try and eat local, we just couldn't.
We couldn't.
So we ended up in McDonald's.
No, I know, shame. Shame.
But we tried really hard to eat local that day.
We did.
And we just couldn't.
Yeah, it was just all reserved for locals, and but just bad luck.
I suppose it was eating local in a way, because we had something on the McDonald's menu you couldn't get on it in the UK. So maybe a little bit local.
Yes, it's like a very fine line.
McDonald's. Yeah.
So, has there been something you have eaten on your travel that you've been like, oh my God, I need to have this again?
I'll go. So I'm not a sweet lover. I'm very much savoury. And in the UK, we've got things like called egg custard tarts, and they look identical to the pastel de natas.
Yeah, maybe a bit thicker pastry.
But near enough identical. So, and I can't stand egg custard. I think they're awful. No offence to anybody that does enjoy them. So when we got to Lisbon, and Tom was like, we got to try these. I really wasn't keen at all. Anyway, bought one, ate one, and I've got to say it was one of the most delicious things I have ever eaten in my life.
Yeah, it
was beautiful, and I could quite happily munch my way through 6 of them, quite easy.
Why 6?
I don't know. It's just I could eat 10. I suppose. Yeah.
For me, the food that I absolutely love is Italian food, and we went to Lake Garda in Italy, and we stayed there for nearly a week. And the Italian food there was spectacular. It felt so local and so authentic. And they had these little pizza places like on the corners of streets and things, and you think, oh, it was just beautiful, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
So we went to some fantastic restaurants in the evening, and you just felt really immersed in Italian culture. I felt I was almost Italian by eating it. And they give you these little limoncello shots and things. So yeah, Italian food in Lake Garda was spot on.
Amazing. You just hit both my cultures right there. In that half Portuguese, half Italian. You can't go wrong with any of that food there. So
we have had some disasters with food though.
Yeah.
So we tried the snails.
Oh yeah, garlic snails in France.
Escargot,
yeah. Wasn't for us, was it? Wasn't for us. But we gave it a go, wasn't?
No, it's an awful experience. Not again.
Yeah, I don't know how people can eat those. Just looking at that plate and seeing them there, I'm like, no, I'll pass. No, thanks.
They smell like garlic mushrooms, but for me, it's the texture, because it's just, I'm not going to be gross and say what it sort of feels like, but it's horrible. But anyway, I digress.
So, is there a dream location that you're dying to get to?
Yes. Well, for me, in this last cruise that we did, we crossed the Arctic Circle, and we got a certificate on board to say, congratulations, you've crossed the Arctic Circle. So then I went, oh, what else can you get a certificate for? Then I was like, right, then I need to do the Antarctic Circle, I need to cross the equator, and I need to cross the international date line. So now I'm on a mission to get all these certificates.
It's like a challenge that needs to be sort of ticked off and achieved.
So the destinations I'd like to go to are any that achieve that goal of getting those certificates. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But you've got a more specific destination.
Yeah, for me, it's got to be Sydney and New Zealand.
Australia.
Australia. Why did I say Sydney? Well, Sydney. So Australia and New Zealand, they are definitely on my bucket list. It's a part of the world that I've always wanted to go. And I think now that we're quite comfortable with cruising, I just think it'd be an ideal way of sort of getting around and seeing those places.
Yeah. And the only thing that's stopping us from going is time. Just because you can't do it in a week. You need much longer, don't you? So it's finding the time to get that done, really, isn't it? But it's on the list.
It's just not enough time.
Never enough time.
Never enough time.
Exactly. I'm with you 100%. New Zealand, Australia, anywhere in that oceanic part of the world, and also the passing all those mile markers, that international date line. I have passed the equator though, but I never got a certificate for it.
You know,
if I was, I'd be struggling to get
services.
Where's my certificate?
I'm gonna have to talk to Royal Caribbean and see. I went on a Panama cruise. Where is my certificate? Come on, I've been to South America on your ship.
Now
I know what I'm doing.
Definitely, it was great to have that given to us for crossing the Arctic Circle. So I'd be wanting one for every other marker now.
So, with all the travel behind you, is there one place that you have been to that you are dying to get back to?
Where would you die to get back to?
So, I tell you what, it's going to be quite an easy one, but it's a place that we've only been once, and that was Barcelona.
Oh, you loved Barcelona.
I did absolutely adore Barcelona. So we were only there for a day, and we tried to cram so much in.
That was a mistake, really. That would be a tip that we'd give people. You just can't do everything in one day.
We were going from one side of the city to the other. Like, we're quite adventurous. We'll just go on a tube, we'll go on a tram, we'll get on a bus. So, it did help, but we did spend a lot of time just moving from one destination to another within Barcelona and not really sort of absorbing everything properly. So, again, that's another destination that we've said, we'll go back there. And I'm sure we will.
Yeah, this is it, isn't it? We've got so many on the list. It's like hard to choose. Where do you want to go back to again? I suppose, like I said earlier, the Reykjavik and in Iceland again. Just not enough time. I'd love to spend more time there. And there's just so many natural things, which I find fascinating, naturally interesting things. So all that geology, could easily spend more time there. Yeah, so that would be the place I'd love to go back. And I said it straight away. Need more time here.
Amazing. So you hit on one tip there, but do you have any other tips that you can give new travelers out there, or those experienced ones out there that just need a little reminder?
What would you say? Go on.
No, I'd say just do it.
Yeah, just give it a go.
Yeah, if you see an opportunity, just take it. Don't be hesitant. Give it a go. Life's too short.
Yeah.
We would have got into cruising a lot sooner if I hadn't been the one that's sort of pulling us back.
Yeah.
I'm so sort of thankful that we actually made the jump and thought, we'll try something new. We'll try something different. And we've tried to sort of stay along those lines of just trying new things. Like if we're at a destination and we see a tram, we'll sort of have a quick Google, where does it go? And we'll get on it and off we go on our travels sort of thing. We're quite adventurous in that way.
Yeah, it's not to be too worried. And because by doing that, you immerse yourself into more of the local culture, and I think you become more involved in it, don't you, by just giving it a go. It's easy to stick to what you know, but then, I always find you enjoy it more when it's a bit of a risk.
Yeah.
So just, however, make sure you get back to the ship on time.
That's a good tip.
Don't blame us if we backlash.
Or if you get on a train in Barcelona and end up in Madrid. Don't blame us.
But please get back to the ship on time. But give things a go. Even the food, like we would never really, like we spoke about those snails, Eddie. We'd never really want to try them, but
we've done it.
We were there. We were offered them. Would you like to try them? And we just had to say, yeah, go on, we'll try it. Would we try them again?
No,
probably not. But we can say we've done it. So, and I think that's it. If you can say you've done it and experienced it, you've enriched your life, type of thing, then, haven't you? So, definitely give it a go. Is our tip.
Exactly. Travel with an open mind and try as much as you can. You might be there for a short period of time, but don't be hesitant to get out there and explore.
No.
And I suppose the other one, we could say, always support local destinations. So
Yes.
we'll always spend money at a port and at a destination.
Yeah.
Because obviously, especially the smaller ports, and with the cruise industry being shut down for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we want those ports to welcome us, don't we?
Yeah.
So I suppose if there's always that a bit of animosity there, I think, where some ports think, oh, they just come in, walk around for a few hours and get back on the ship and don't spend any money. So we always, even if it's just a coffee or something in a local bakery or something in a local restaurant, even doesn't have to be expensive, but as long as they're doing something to support that local economy, just so they're benefiting from cruising as much as we are then.
Exactly. That's a great tip. Support local at all costs. Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. Tom and Dom, thank you so much for joining me here on Traveler's Corner. Please let everyone know where they can find you.
You can find us on our Instagram, on our Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. So all Tom and Dom Travel. That's all you need to search for. Dead easy.
Yeah.
Amazing. Guys, thank you again for joining me here.
Weren't they amazing, guys? Wow. All right, guys, head down below and hit up their links. Go check out their YouTube channel. They have some amazing videos there. And you know what, guys? I'll see you next time here on Nick Tours.